Hi, Victoria Guido with Politico. Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and Bitcoin is just amazing. The spot ETF, those inflows, wow, in the last 24 hours, 1.34 billion. Mostly BlackRock is taking those inflows in, and my alts are on fire. So many double-digit gains. I'm having so much fun. The market as a whole today is a little flat, but in total market cap, it is sitting at 2.5 trillion. It's really green, and the greed index is sitting at 72. Cardano up 16 and so percent. Let me see. Yeah, 18% now. Wow. I don't have any Cardano or ADA anymore, but I'm so happy for those who had strong hands. It's nice surprise, I'm sure, for many. And for me, SUI is making more all-time highs. This one has been so fun, and I think there's a lot of fun to go. For those who are in early, it's up over 300% year on year. $2.34. Wow, I'm just, really thinking this is going to be a huge, huge winner for me in this bull run. And Jupiter finally moving. It's up, 55% on the 30-day. Yeah, it's my Solana play. They're an aggregator and swap platform for Solana, and it's got all that activity on chain. I think this one, too, is going to be a winner. We're going to cover some big speculative news about Ripple and Amazon. But first, today, I want to tell you that the SBI group in Japan had their earnings call. And there are 4 highlights that Mr. Kitao really pointed out. And one is crypto asset business for him, which they're really focused on, is definitely going to grow with Trump. Second thing, they're going to repay 100 billion yen of public funds early. That's with the acquisition they made on a bank. And then they're confident of taking over the largest securities company, Nomura. That's quite a prediction. Nomura is a monster. They're number one. And when he sets his eye on something, you don't stop him. Number 4 is he plans to build a semiconductor factory in Miyagi. I kind of knew that one was coming. I didn't know it was going to be Miyagi. He's got some partners picked out that he's been talking about for about a year. There's multiple sources that you can catch all of these stories in the last hour. If you copy and paste the kanji characters that I put on my thread on X, you'll be able to search all of the news in Japanese, and then just use your Google Translate. You'll have no problem. Much of the Ripple gang is in Singapore at Singapore FinTech, and you can see they've got some big guns here. There's Monica in the back. I believe this is Eric Jeck. He's a senior vice president of business development. This is for sure Aaron Sears, and he is the senior vice president of global sales. There's Raul Advani. He's a policy guy. There is Fiona. Fiona, what's your last name? Fiona Murray. And she is the managing director of the Singapore office. Anyway, I think this guy is, I met him, I believe, at WebEx in Tokyo. They all look pretty jazzed to start their conference with a big booth. It looks like it's really got some good presence, good location, and definitely with the people they have present, they mean business. And in the Singapore region, we've got Amazon simulating tokenized seller receivables settled with stablecoins. Now, this is very interesting because take a look here. As a part of the Singapore FinTech Festival, Amazon is involved in a blockchain tokenization simulation in collaboration with the stablecoin firm StraitsX and NTT Digital. So remember those two names. And what you want to understand is typically Amazon marketplace sellers receive payments every 14 days, but it can stretch to 90 days under certain circumstances. So the sellers account for the majority of these Amazon sales. The simulation involves tokenizing these receivables and placing them on an exchange where the lenders can buy them at a small discount. So smart. They're creating these financial instruments. This kind of tokenization trade finance should allow the marketplace seller to receive money faster. Yes, this is exactly what SBI is also doing with XDC in their money flows for trade finance. This is going to work. This is really going to work. Blockchain and tokenization is a perfect solution for this. And then continuing on in the simulation, those sellers receive the StraitsX Singapore stablecoin wrapped as a purpose-bound money. That's a new term for me, a PBM. So the wrapper can include conditions for the money usage or simply ensure compliance with regulations such as KYC, know your customer. Wow. Now, take a look at my speculation here. Remember, NTT Data was one of the partners, and they have been using Ripple technology for many years, actually. They've been working on a lot of different trials and POCs with Ripple. And this was going to develop an international money transfer platform using the Ripple payment protocol. So we've got proof that NTT Data and Ripple have worked on this occasion, along with a lot of other occasions. I'm not going to get into that on this video, but this is now the second thing I want to show you. Really strongly ties Ripple to this entire project. Just a few days ago, they put out for this Singapore FinTech Festival event a stablecoin primer for issuers and users. And you can see they have done it with the Blockchain Association, and that's the association in Singapore. And you see Straits and you see Ripple. Could they be doing the custody? Could they be using the Ripple platform? I think so. And the big question then is, are they on a private ledger or are they going to do it on the public ledger? What do you think? This 27-page document is really full of all the finer points for the use cases of a stablecoin. 2025 is going to be the year of the stablecoin, no doubt. More information is coming from people who've actually used the Linqto platform. The Working Money channel has a Patreon that sent him a letter and gave him a communication. With his permission, Working Money channel can share it, but he does confirm a few of those allegations he experienced. So if you're interested in knowing the details, just be sure to see the latest video from the Working Money channel. In yesterday's video, I did tell you about JPMorgan's rebrand of Onyx to Kinexys. This is the platform that's doing $2 billion a day in settlement for cross-border payments, tokenization. Yes, they've got the JPM coin coming, which is pegged to the dollar. It's their internal stable coin. Can't believe it. 1.5 trillion in volume so far. Somebody has asked me in the thread here, is this a good thing or a bad thing for XRP or Ripple? Well, I'll tell you, JPMorgan is not going to be using or sharing anything with Ripple. They are absolutely competitors. And Anybody who tells you otherwise, I have no idea why they would say that. This is possibly the reason why Ripple was sued in 2020. I have a belief that this is the main reason. And also, you want to take a look at a comment that I received that really probably has some legs. This is Money GCC, and let me just read his comment. If you read the paper, you will understand why Ripple ODL will never work and why they have launched a stable, talking about the RLUSD. JPMorgan, and Goldman will never let anyone destroy the Forex markets and cause calamity. Forex is highlighted in the paper, and the Forex will move to stablecoins. I think there's something here. And talk about stablecoins, Flare Networks, just in the last 15 minutes, has a huge announcement. They've done a collaboration with RedDate, which is going to introduce a new decentralized KYC, Know Your Customer solution in Hong Kong. This is a never before seen decentralized identity KYC initiative for mainland Chinese visitors in Hong Kong. This is huge. It's going to facilitate the purchase of tokenized financial products with stablecoins. And they've used the ZK, the zero knowledge proof based anonymity. Wow. So it's going on with a quote here from Hugo. We're excited to lead the way in bringing decentralized solutions to new markets, particularly China, where the potential is unmatched. Wow. I've got an exploding head, everyone. Today, I spread a little bit of Xahau a few times on the internet. This is the token that is part of the Xahau network, built by Weitze Wind and the XRPL Labs team. Yeah, a little Japanese wordplay here. The origins are from the days of when we all used pagers. I know I'm going way back. But 8-9 in Japan during those days was read as ha-gu. Ha meaning H8, which is hachi, and so it was short for hachi, and then gu, which is how the Q for 9 turns into a G, hagu, and then it refers to a hug in English. So when people were using pagers, they had a whole lot of words that were borrowed from both the English language and from Japanese too, that was translated by the use of using numbers. So I just put a hug up for grabs, 89 Xahau, and did it with one of these vouchers. It's really fun. I'm having a good time spreading a little love through the token Xahau. I'm going to let Raul take you out. He had an amazing sit-down, serious interview. No, it was not his typical interview. It was very good. Very, very, not that his other ones aren't good, but this one was, for me, it was exceptional. And so I've just clipped a tiny bit for you to view. And should you want to see it in its entirety, I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. And yeah, do enjoy. So until next time, sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
The first part of the game is income.
Okay.
Without income, you don't have the cash to do the other things, to invest or to look for opportunities. So first thing is income. But even that's changing in how we earn incomes these days. You know, it used to be you go and work for a big firm, you get paid, you get the benefit. That's all going and nobody wants to do it. So you kind of end up having to be an entrepreneur, work 2 or 3 different things. The point being, if you're 20s, do all of that. Work day and night.
Really?
Do as many things, learn as much as you can, fail as often as possible.
What about work-life balance in your 20s?
Fuck it. Because that's the time to put in the hard work. Your work-life balance actually comes out later. I'm a big believer in, yes, if you're straight out of university, go traveling for a year or 2. That gets rid of the pent-up need, but also gives you a much broader perspective on the world than any other single thing that you can do in your life. After that, you get your head down, and you get your head down probably till your mid-30s. It is firstly be an expert on something.
Okay.
And then a generalist on as much as possible. Right? Be that expert because somebody will pay you for that, at least for the time being. And we'll talk about how the world may change in the future. But for the time being, if you're an expert in whatever it may be, whether it's driving a taxi or whether it's a computer scientist, doesn't matter. Be an expert. Compete with yourself day and night to be the best that you can. So at least it's going to give you the chance to earn some money. When you become good at something, if you're careful in your expenditure, you will produce excess income, right? Because people are going to pay you for your expertise. So if you manage yourself carefully in those first few years, that excess cash, you can then choose what to do with it. Now, maybe you want to build the real business that you wanted to build in the first place, the crazy idea you've had. And if you're in your 20s, you can take the risk and blow your savings on that crazy idea because you've actually learned how to build a business already by building the one that you started. Or you start investing. Now, the world of investments was this world of weird financial advisors, and they would tell you some things like, well, you do this, and then you're a 25-year-old. In 45 years' time, you'll get some money. I mean, fuck that. I mean, what am I going to get out of it when I'm 65 years old? I suddenly get a lump sum that I've spent my whole life saving for. I don't feel it. I've got no emotional attachment to my pension plan. And I've got real world problems to solve. I can't buy a house. I can't get married. I can't have kids. So I need to solve these in a shorter time period than my pension. My pension was suitable for a different generation that just needed enough after they stopped working. So I got to solve that. And the answer is investing. Then most people roll their eyes and go, oh, really? Stocks and bonds? It's boring. Yeah, but the world has changed. The world has changed in many, many ways, but it's offered us opportunities, whether it's investing in technology, investing in crypto, that gives us much higher returns, stupidly higher returns in shorter periods of time. Okay, that's magic. That's magic for young people. It may be too risky for their parents, but if you're young and you can take some risk, okay, here's your chance. So now you can build a business, use some excess savings, put them in investments. Now you're on the path.